Oh, what a weekend it was. What a weekend it was. It feels like it's been forever. Um, yeah, 21 days at least forever. But we are back, and we are back because we did take a little quiet the spirit and refocus the mind and the soul and the spirit so we can be, you know, getting this new year off to a great start. And there's no better start than to start with how about them boys, them Cowboys? We gonna work backwards because you probably forgot all about Saturday's game because Sunday had you like, what is going on? So okay, this was a classic battle. You had San Francisco 49ers and the Cowboys. Listen, if you want my opinion, whether you do or not, I'm gonna give it. Cowboys, eh, 12 points. Now, kudos to the Cowboys defense, held the team under 21. But when it comes down to it, here's how I look at it. The Cowboys defense was getting after Purdy. That wasn't even Purdy did not have a great game. His percentage was actually just it wasn't great. And let's say neither quarterback had great performances. But that being said, okay, I'm saying Purdy went 19 for 29, 214 yards, no picks, no touchdowns, which makes it even money. And now he's not the reason they didn't lose the game, or he's not the reason they lost the game, and he's certainly not the reason that they won the game. But look, if you're on a good team, you just don't want to be the person that messes it up. Think about that. So now, all that being said, you know what? I was talking to one of my coaching homies. I said, look, I don't know how. I have no idea how the Cowboys, outside of them not having home field, are going in as an underdog. This is a rookie quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant. How are the boys the underdogs? And I like the Cowboys roster. I love their running backs. I like their quarterback. I like their receivers, and I love their defense. So all things. Now the Cowboys broke my heart a year ago. That's why I really have not been hard on the boys. But they're a talented squad. But in this particular moment, let me tell you how this goes down. Elijah Mitchell has 14 carries for 51 yards. Christian McCaffrey has 10 carries for 35 yards. Okay, the yardages don't really matter, but they do. But they're committed. They were committed to handing that thing off 24 times like this. 24 times. 24 times they handed it off. Now, don't forget, you also got Deebo Samuel, who also took the ball 4 times from a handoff. So now, consider that's 28 carries. 28 carries, and look, and Purdy only threw the ball 29 times. And so if you have a situation where you're asking your quarterback to make more than 15 to 17, 18, 19, 20, you know what I mean, completions, he 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 probably needs to be Tom Brady, or he probably needs to be like Aaron Rodgers. And if you're any of those, you're out the playoffs. So to say that you need to be that is a lie. To say that you can't do it as a rookie quarterback, I mean, time and time again, there's someone coming along to break the what we know to be true trend. And there you have it. I was highly impressed because I didn't think the Cowboys got after that man, got after him. Now, as we flip over, Dak, who beat the GOAT, the old GOAT, comes in, got all the juice he needs in the world, beating Tom Brady at Tampa Bay. Now you got to go to Frisco and beat a rookie quarterback. Out the gate didn't go well. Threw 2 picks. Okay, let's. I don't need to walk you through the whole game because I'm not. I got to talk about 4 other teams. Okay, so like I'm not gonna go through all that, but the man went 23 for 37, 206 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Bottom line, in the third quarter, I thought Dak was gonna have to turn it on and do something, and that they just couldn't get done. They couldn't throw the ball vertically. Everything they threw underneath got mangled. They were like dismal. This was not the same team that showed up in Tampa. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I saw. And here's what you got. Okay. Tony Pollard, who in my assessment has gotten them really took the gap that Zeke had created by his injury and just took it over. Just like, okay, this is my spot. Let me get it. He only had 6 carries for 22 yards. That's 3.7 yards a carry. Like, here, I'm going to keep going. Zeke, he had 10 carries for 26 yards. That's 16 carries on the game, gents, ladies. Gents and ladies, because there's some ladies who watch the game. My wife may watch the game by force, but she watches the game. I'm just saying 17, 18 times running the ball, threw the ball 37 times, and they came out the gate throwing the ball. That's the part that to me is like, bro, you got better running backs. You got 2 of them. McCaffrey, they got to throw the ball to him for him to eat a little bit. You ain't got to throw it to the 2 that you got. Oh, that was just a frustrating game to watch. Cowboys go down. Shout out to my man, Pastor Seth. I didn't want this to end like that for him either, but it is what it is. The Cowboys haven't been good since 96. And I guess that is what we call history. I'm a history guy, though. I like history. All right, we go keep it choo and trucking along. All right. Why did I go with the choo deal? Because I watched a movie and um and they I can't think of the name of the Thomas the Train, right? He identified everybody by every personality wise by the personalities on Thomas the Train. Now, well, coach, what they got to do with anything? Now we about to talk about the diesel. The diesel of this playoffs is the Philadelphia Eagles. I almost poured my tea in my I love New York mug, but not as much as I love Philly. And because of that, this one's an easy one, but I'm just gonna point out some questions that I have, right? Or the things that I've seen. You do what you do as you take it. Someone called me this weekend, like, Coach, I need your information. I need to know what you think about this. Such and such will cover this spread. I was like, absolutely, they'll cover that. Don't, yeah. Now he went opposite of me, and that's okay because I tend to be mush once you start talking money. But let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. 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 All right. Now, I said it. And check out the bigjab.com. We'll be on that later today at 1 o'clock. We'll be recapping that for the bigjab.com. So I spoke to New York, Philly. Like, this was a bigger game for New York. I love the game plan New York, the Giants put in play to get to Philadelphia, but running Daniel Jones almost as much as you running Saquon Barkley. And I love Coach Dob. I love Coach D over there. I'm a fan of what he's doing. I think moments get big. I've been in those big moments. and then blitz my best player. I had my best player in coverage. He don't even like coverage. Now your best player come up to you like, coach, why you got me in coverage? You know I don't want to care about 2-3 exchanges, running vertical, cut the vertical, see the under. Why you not blitzing me? And I had to ask myself, like, I don't know. Like, I'm like overthinking this. I'm like trying to like schematically, like, I don't know. Hey, how about this? Coach, when it get nut crunching time and you gotta put some cards on the table, put me on that table. Call my card. Now, that's to be said for if you are in the playoffs. You got Saquon Barkley, who went for 9 carries. It's a snow day in my house, guys. What do you want me to tell you? You got Saquon Barkley, who went for 9 carries, 61 yards, not one touchdown. This man was getting off 7 yards a clip. That's what I call hat. 7 yards. It looked like he was really going 6.8 yards a clip. But still, my point. Daniel Jones, they tried to get Daniel Jones off again on that last game plan. That was bag that, trash that, garbage that. Like, you can't run this dude and think he gonna win you the game like last week. 6 carries for 24 yards. How does he have 3 more carries than your all-pro running back? 3 less carries, excuse me. That's the part right there. That's the part that I have you just, and I know I spoke to some of my New York Giant fans. Hurting. I thought that was gonna be a tighter game. My son was like, Dad, that's not, look, the Giants, I ain't even watching this. He didn't watch it. He the Eagles fan in the house. Like, I like the Eagles because I respect and love the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. How can you not love that city? But like, I'm not a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I'm just not. Like, I'm a Lions fan. But I lived in almost every city on the East Coast that got a football team. So, like, I have some affinities for some teams. But the Eagles, I didn't expect them to lose, but I didn't expect them to put that womp womp on the Giants because they're a mirror team. The quarterback slight edge goes to the, not slight, but the quarterback edge goes to the Eagles, undoubtedly, but not the run game and not the defense. The defense is not a slide. So, like, in my mind, this game should have probably been, for real, this game in my head should have been probably 28-18, not 7-38. Ooh. Oh my goodness. You might have to play them numbers. If you from New York, play the 3 digits, 738, because that's what happened. Y'all got 738. I don't know. It's been a long time. I haven't been on the air in a while. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back on the air talking playoff football. Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah. Now, someone has to explain that to me. If I'm the GM. So, okay, let me give you a little at the end of every season, you got to meet with your superiors, right? Like check-ins or exits or evaluations. And so, for whatever it's worth, some coaches are getting fired, some coaches are getting hired. The NFL is so contractually bounded that even though that I might fire you, it's also because my homie want to hire you over there, and I only got 1 year on your deal, so I'm gonna take your 1 year deal, slide it over there to them, and then maybe you climb up their ladder after your 1 year deal is up. They can sign you to a new deal. That's how the coaching market works. Okay, so don't take it to the bank, but I'm just giving you some context and background. I say that to say, like, today everyone's going through the call sheet and the box score, and some people go get fired, some people go get hired, some people go get re-signed coaching wise. But someone asked me, like, hey coach, how is it that our all pro running back only had 9 carries for 61 yards? Like, look, someone asked, I don't watch the post-game interviews. I'm sure someone have already asked him that. Like, he only had 8 carries the week before and they got away with it. I'm just saying, like, if you got a thoroughbred back there and you ain't letting them out the pen, I don't know what's going on. And then Daniel Jones is your second leading rusher. And here's the thing, like, the Eagles threw more bubble, old school bubble, than I could have even imagined that coming out. I mean, they was just throwing, but the first 5 passes were Hurts weren't even downfield. It was lateral. Why? Because they cannot let this New York Giant D line get after Jalen Hurts. He already banged up. So and they knew that they couldn't run the ball on that Giants D line. And so what do? Throw it laterally, get it outside, let this D line tire them out. And then when they started to get that thing to Gainwell and Saunders, it was like, the ugly face. Like the Pac-Man. Like, look, 12 carries for 112 yards, 1 touchdown. That's KG, Kenneth Gainwell. Miles Sanders, 17 carries for 90 yards. Consider this. Jalen only had to throw the ball 24 times. He completed 16 of them for 124 yards. This man didn't break 150 yards throwing the ball. They put up 38 points. And every time he threw the ball, well, now watch his receivers. Devontae Smith, 6 catches. Dallas Goddard, 5 catches. A.J. Brown, 3 catches. Tailbacks, 2 catches. Like, no one even went for over 100 yards in receiving because it was all get it out. Like, they're not about to let this Giants D-line tee off on Jalen Hurts. And hold on. Jalen Hurts had 9 carries for 34 yards. And they still stuck with the Jalen Hurts method, which is let him do what he does, but let's protect him in our game plan. So shout out to Coach Sirianni over there. I know Philly love that boy over there. He looked like he from Philly. You see him in the camera like, yeah. I like the dude. I like him a lot now. He ain't Dougie. He ain't Dougie Fresh. He his own style, right? I like him. I like the Eagles. The Eagles are my favorite. All right. Shout out to Hurts. Shout out to the Eagles. Bye-bye to the Giants. Peace. All right, let's keep it rolling. Jags Chiefs. This was a game my homie called me on. Big D, I'm sorry, bro. I told you, do not go with it. Like, the Jags are playing with some type of special juice right now that they don't really play with. But wait a minute. Did the Jags just crack the Chiefs' offensive code? It may be easy to say, like, no, coach, they lost 2027. But did you see they had this guy, Mahomes, magnificent Mahomes, on the run like he was in the film with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, Life. Because they were on him. They were on him everywhere he went. And I was saying, like, man, all this him just dancing and they was not hesitating. They brought every pressure you could think about, every stunt you could think about. And I was thinking before he got hurt, like, I don't wish injury on nobody, but they banging Mahomes up, and it's early. Now, shout out to the quarterback you forgot about, Chad Henne. I swear Chad Henne got to be my age. I think Chad Henne was playing when I was playing. Was he? No, you know who I'm thinking about? Drew Henson. But Chad Henne is a Michigan man. Hey, yes. And so Michigan shows up this weekend, stops the bleeding because the Jags were trying to bite that Chief. I'm trying to tell you. But kudos to Trevor Lawrence for just like showing his grit on the true form on the NFL level. And then kudos to my man Travis. I think it's Einstein. I forget how they say his name, but like they had him at receiver. The irony is that's Trevor Lawrence tailback at Clemson. They had him at receiver. Soon as Dougie gets in house, they put him back next to Trevor, and him and Trevor are just getting money they never left from Clemson. He had 10 carries, not consider. He had more carries than dang on Saquon. And he ain't Saquon. He had 10 carries for 62 yards on a touchdown. Trevor did his thing. I just think, for whatever it's worth, he had to play above where he was playing in that defense, who I thought played well, had to do something that they just was not able to do, which was to get a turnover that changed the momentum of the game. But they did put Mahomes on watch. Because if you think he's just going to come back all healthy from this high ankle, you tripping. With no map, no GPS, and you don't know how real it is out there on Saturday and Sunday. That's a fact. So Chad Henne, go get all the practice reps. And shout out Chad Henne. He went 5 for 7 and threw a tutty in the red. So say what you want to say. You better have a backup you trust and love, because if you don't, you're going to be sinking upstream like a dove. Because just quiet. Doves are quiet. They don't make a whole lot of noise. Chad Henne ain't a dove. He a Wolverine. You know what? You probably thought I wrote that. I should have. I didn't. That was just off the dome. All right. So anyway, be that as it may, shout out to the Chiefs running the ball. They had a total of 24 carries on the day, and that's counting Mahomes scramble and gambles. But like, listen, Isaiah Paco, 12 carries for 95 yards. That'll do it. McKinnon, 11 carries for 25 yards. Hey, that's spell work. Got to get his numbers up. But look, 12 carries for 95 yards. That ain't a whole lot of volume, and that's big plays. That says big play potential. And one of the things that I noted is every play that came out for this kid was coming out off a trade in motion. And part of it was because of how much man the Chiefs force you to play. And so I had a coach tell me one time, hey, man is like salt. Make everything taste good, and it'll fix any bad dish. But sooner or later, it's going to catch up with you. And that's what it did. Every run that came out was based on them getting them in man. I thought they did I actually thought they did a decent job. Look, when considering how many times they were in the red zone, you're not going to stop Travis Kelce from getting his, okay? But for the most part, all of the other people, this was just a group effort. Shout out to my man J. Watt with the big first down catch. I see you, dog, with the diving first down catch. I see you out there and play mad reps. So kudos to J. Watt and UPenn. All right, last game. Why did we say this one for last? Because so much happened in the B-Low this year. You look, if you don't know anything about football and you turned on the TV and you saw Buffalo was playing and someone gave us, hey man, these are playoffs, you could find yourself rooting for Buffalo. Because outside of the game, they just had so much going on. So much. They had a grocery store shooting, a school shooting. My man D. Hamlin, like the cardiac arrest he had on the field. Shout out to him being at the game, healthy, thriving, and active. So I just wanted I wanted the Bills to get it done. My son wanted the Bills to get it done. He don't know nothing about those lost rings, but every time I watch America's game on the throwback Super Bowls, I watch them and he like, man, that sucks. So he want the Super Bowl for them, like not as bad, but just based on history, he like, man, they need theirs. And you would have thought, based on all of the drama, this may have been their year. But it wasn't. It wasn't their year. Considering that game, it came to a pause based on Hamlin's emergency. I don't know that I expected this game to get out of hand to where it didn't come down to the last possession. But Shotgun Burrow, Joe Shotgun Burrow, 23 for 36, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, the dude was on fire. Dude was on fire. I just thought he knew where he was going with the ball. I didn't feel like he was ever panicked. I didn't feel like he was ever rushed. He played fast, but he was not rushed. And believe it or not, that is a difference. Playing fast but not being rushed suggests like I got it all under control. Let's go. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry. Line up here, set, go. Bang, bang. Hurry up, line up here, set, go. When you play a rush, you look like Josh Two-Man Allen. Like, oh, hey, throw it. Like, I don't know. And I like Josh Allen. I call him Josh Two-Man Allen because if you don't remember the sitcom Home Improvement, his name was Two-Man Allen. I forget what his real name was in the show on the name, but he would always turn. He was like a handyman. He would fix stuff around the house. And like if the dishwasher was broke, he would fix the dishwasher, but he would add a digital component to it, or he would add like a it unloads itself component to it. And it just sometimes it will be like, oh, that worked. And other times it works until it didn't work. That's Josh Allen. That's why I call him Two-Man Allen. Because he's funny. The show was a great show. Home Improvement was a great show. I watched the reruns for years in college. This dude's a great quarterback. But it's just is not under control. It's not, I don't feel like it's with poise. Man, the dude threw the ball 42 times. 25 for 42, 265 yards. One pick. And that one pick, it was really with two out there, he probably should have thrown. The one pick he threw to the far, he threw the far hitch, and it was super late. I was like, who is he throwing this to? It can't be the hitch. Because the hitch should have been already out. Threw that hitch, I'm in there. I'm out. Give me that. And then the other thing that I and because everything's contingent on him being able to fix a bad play, like again, like Home Improvement, right? If you're a kid or a dude of the 90s or a person in the 90s, you remember the show. He would take something, tweak it, fix it, make it new or repair it, and try to make it do something different. And often it would work. But more than often, it wasn't working. It would work until it just broke. But Tim, that's who he was. Tim the Two-Man Taylor always had Al Borland. That's what Josh Allen needs. He needs his Al Borland. Like I would like the run game. That's what I mean by that. Like he can't always hey. It's like he playing double dutch. I'm ready. Let me in. Hold on, wait. Like he can't live a whole game like that. He can't really make a playoff run like that. He needs somebody like an Al Borland that he could just, yeah, here you go. There you go. Here you go. There you go. Here we go. Like you got to just hand this thing off and then let him do his two-man Allen. When he gets that moment, he gonna have some magical moments. But right now, they going home. Cincinnati did their thing. Shout out to, I got a few coaches on the Cincinnati staff. I don't have no coaches on the Bills staff. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. My man DC still over there. But anyway, what am I getting at this? Oh man, these two teams, it was a good game. I expected a little bit more. But talk about the growth of Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Mixon had 20 carries for 106 yards, 1 touchdown. That's what an Al Borland looks like right there. Like that's why Joe Burrow, like he ain't throw for 3 bills. He ain't even throw for 250. Threw it 36 times, 23 completions, but he got steady Eddie that he can get a ball to 20 times and to go for 100 yards. The pressure of not having to throw it, no matter what happened, first down, third down, punt, whatever, and you know you about to give it to Steady Eddie hat, and he go get money, that creates confidence for the next time you got to go back here. Blues, hey, go, hat, and you got to throw it. That's how I feel about it. So, what a weekend. That's my recap on the Catch Up with Coach segment. Tune in to thebigjab.com. I will be on there at 1 o'clock where we will be recapping the games as well. But again, look, this is Catch Up with Coach. I am Coach Malik Hall, and you are officially caught up. Peace.